Rosie, I commit to loving you for all the days of my life. I will make sure to always let you go first up the stairs, not just out of the courtesy of my heart, but also to look at your butt. I promise to be my full self with all truth and honesty, because you have done the same to me. I commit to doing everything that I can to show you the love that Christ has shown you. I commit to exemplifying 1 Corinthians 13 in all that I do in relationship with you and in relationship to the Father and in relationship to His church. I promise to call you to the standard that Christ has called you to and staying in holy relationship with Him and with you. I commit to being a leader in our household and protecting you in the same way. I commit to humbling myself before you, understanding that I might not always be right, as hard as that is. I will believe and hope for the best for you, not just for the sake of optimism, but for the sake of hope and knowing that the Lord has it all knitted into His hands. I committed to an active love, not a passive love. I promise to do all that I can to show the fruits of the Spirit. And I also promise to use all of the gifts of the Spirit within our marriage to strengthen our marriage and to build each other up. The church starts with you and I and is built up from the two of us, not in vain, but to glorify Christ. I commit to you as a teammate, a best friend, the one that I love, the one that I adore, my person and my bride. You have all of my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit, only you. I love you, Rosie. You are such a gift. Your beauty shines brighter than the morning sunlight. It's an honor to lay my life down for you because I know you will do the same. This 3-braided strand will not break, and I believe that within the depths of my spirit. I love you, my bride.
My love, I can't even believe we get to share this special moment today. We walked through some very difficult moments together from the very beginning, and I want to thank you for setting an example of this Father's steadfast love through all of it. I have the opportunity to spend forever with you, and I'm offered an opportunity with you, and I only get to share. I love you, and I wish the best for you in all ways. I commit myself to seek after God, allowing Him to lead not only myself, but both of us through all things. All hardships and trials, give thanks during mountaintops and joyful moments. I am thankful for the way that Christ has encountered and transformed both of our lives. Through the sending of His Son, the Father's love is unmatched, and I desire to love and forgive you with ease that Jesus did for all of us. Despite all my wanderings and wrongs, you've chosen me, and you're already an example of Jesus. So even now I commit myself to pardoning your past in hopes that what God holds in the future is brighter and filled with promising calling. Because of what He does, I commit myself to putting you and our family as our first ministry. I know that this is one of the biggest gifts that God has given, and I must steward it with all of His power and strength. May the Father lead us and guide us in all the hopes and desires and the will of the Father that we have to chase after because of the love of the Father. I commit myself to loving you all the ways the Father has shown His love and mercy to me. I realize that the essence of marriage is commitment to God and to you. As I marry you, I hope to fulfill all of this.
Gosh. You butthead. All right. You ready?
You ready to get married?
I'm very ready, honey.
Let's do
Let's do this, huh?
Yeah.
Miss Rosie Tanner?
Are we fist bump?
There you go, we made it.
Or maybe does he need to go back to his... Dakota, you may kiss your bride.
I'm the most important person here. Even more important than the two of them.
Agree? Disagree?
Disagree. It's just Jesus.
They agree. Don't listen.
I met Rosie in 2020 in the midst of COVID, and she was my very first coffee with a leader at the church. And I didn't know what I was doing. And I had this cute, spunky 16-year-old girl sit on the couch and on me. And I was like, oh, okay. How do we walk through this? And then very quickly, I found out how much I loved her and what an amazing woman she was going to become. And just got to walk alongside her and watch her grow into an amazing leader, an amazing woman. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the woman of God that you are. And then I got to watch this relationship bloom. I work with Rosie at the church, and she sat next to me and said, I met a guy at MFI. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? And she said, I don't know. We're not really anything. We're just, I think, intentional friends. And I was like, what is an intentional friend? And so we got to define what intentional friendship meant. And I said, so you're dating. Okay, good to know. And then I very quickly met Dakota and fell in love with Dakota and his personality. And I'm just so proud of the both of you. I'm so excited to watch what God is going to do through the two of you. And just remember that our ceiling is your floor. I love you.
Through unfortunate circumstances, she asked me to be a father figure in her life, and I was just like, absolutely. Like, I want to make sure that I can try to walk beside her and just show her the way that, God wants a dad to be. And so we started hanging out and just started loving on her and showing her the best I could be as a dad, as a fatherly figure. May not have done it right all the time, but she's a powerhouse when it comes to God. If any of you guys know Rosie much at all, which you do because you're here, if any one of you guys didn't know who she was and you didn't know Christ, she wouldn't care about what's going on today. She'd want to know that you were right with God. And so she asked me on Father's Day if I'd walk her down the aisle, and I cried like a little baby. I was like, yeah, what do you say, no? So I said absolutely, and I walked her down the aisle, and it was the most amazing thing in the world.
Well, what can I say about this amazing couple right here? Oh, man, I could tell you some stories about Dakota. I could tell you some really embarrassing ones. I could tell you some ones that will probably make you a little sick to your stomach. But I'll save those for grandkids and fireplace cookouts and get-togethers. You'll hear those later. Just hang out. But today is his special day. Well, like I said, I'll save those stories for later. I don't have to tell anyone in this room about what a wonderful man Dakota is. And I say, and is becoming. And I say is because the lessons and experiences to become a good man never end. I'm proud of you, Dakota. Never stop being you. I love you. Pause for effect. Pause for effect. and to Rosie. I've only truly hung out with Rosie a handful of times. She's came to visit. We've come up here to visit and talk to her sometimes. But in my heart and soul, I know you're going to make a perfect partner to my son. Perfect. My first ever encounter with Rosie was meeting her for the first time at the church. She was working behind the little door there, taking care of the kids. She comes over to me and shakes my hand. She goes, wow, you're much shorter than I expected. Somewhere along those lines, somewhere in the ballpark of, she just went straight to the short jokes. I just met her. So I'm like, and instantly I said, wow, this is this girl's gonna fit into the family just fine.
Thanks, Lance. All right. To start off, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. First time I met Rosie, she made a short joke about Dakota. And I knew instantly she'd be a part of our family forever. So the very first time I heard about Rosie was Dakota was home visiting, and he says, Mom, there's this really great friend that I've been talking to. And yet we video chatted with Rosie daily, hourly, for long periods of time. And I'm thinking, So, one more thing, Dakota. I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. To the both of you, I pray for a lifetime of happiness, joy, and most of all, love. Because through it all, love is what will allow you to endure. I love you both so much.
Love you, Mom. It's been
Crazy.
crazy, but so good.
So good.
Our whole hope for the whole day was to make sure family and that, like, we're to bring multiple families together. And this is the showing of what God's brought together. And that's absolutely what we're showing today. And that's just such a celebration for us because we get to celebrate, we also get to see other people celebrate. And that's just such a good thing for us. So
That's amazing.